Hi dear friends, and welcome to my new video. Before I start, I'd like to ask you some questions which relate to the topic of the video and relate to your own classroom as well. Just to give you an opportunity to reflect on your own teaching. What is the topic of our video? Dictation, or the power of dictation. Okay, do you use dictation in your classroom? How often? Every day? Twice a week? 3 times? For what purposes? And in what stages? Use it in the beginning, at the end, in the middle. And for what purposes? Do you use it just for spelling or testing spelling? Or do you have other ways to use dictation in your classroom? Okay, the last question. Do your students find dictation interesting? Why or why not? And if not, how can you make, or have you ever thought about ways to make dictation more interesting to your classroom, to your students? Okay, so in this video and the coming 2 or 3 videos, we are going to discuss answers to these questions in details, and we hope to explore new ideas of using dictation in our classroom to enhance learning, not only to test spelling or test the ability to listen. So as for the important questions, are there other ways to use and in which stages we use it? Yes, we use it in a number of ways, in a variety of ways in the classroom. We can use it to start your lesson in an interesting way. In the lead-in, to activate students' minds or to activate their prior knowledge. To elicit new language and practice language that has been presented. To promote speaking and writing, and even for pronunciation. Use dictation to practice pronunciation? Yes. For example, if you want to practice sentence stress, you can ask students, or you can say that you will say some sentences and students will not write all the sentences. There are only the stressed words. So they need to listen, focus, and identify the stressed words. So this is practicing sentence stress in a receptive way, using dictation. Okay, but today we will focus only on starting your lesson. How will you start your lesson, or how should you start your lesson using dictation? Will it be effective or not? So we will discuss this today. Okay, first of all, Scrivener classifies starts of the lesson into 3 types or 3 techniques. Quiet starts. This is when you come to the class and you find that the class is noisy and you want to calm them down. Focusing starts when you find that your students are distracted. So you use an activity to help them focus. And this needs to involve thinking. Okay, 3. Energizing activity, when you think that students need some kind of movement in the classroom to energize them if they are lazy or tired. So it depends on the student's need and how you feel. Okay, so what's the relation between these starts and dictation? I believe that dictation can achieve all these purposes together. How? Let's take an example. You come into the class and you find that your learners have just come from a break time. So they are very excited and they talk together. So instead of shouting at the students and saying, keep quiet, don't talk, just sit down, be quiet. No, you can just hold a piece of paper like this and say, and don't say anything. Just show it to them like this. In seconds, they will settle down. They will calm down because they know this is dictation and they need to listen. Otherwise, they will not be able to write. So this is calming the students, a quiet start of the students. The problem here is that most students find dictation boring, and it's not a good idea at all to start your lesson with a boring activity. So how to make dictation more interesting? To make it more interesting, let's think about what makes it boring. It's boring because it's mechanical. It doesn't involve any thinking from the part of the students. So it's just copying or writing what the teacher says. To make it interesting, you can simply personalize the dictation and make it more interactive. How? Instead of saying, I will say 5 sentences and write them all, which is mechanical way, you can say, I will say 5 sentences, write only sentences which are true for you. If it's not true for you, don't write. For example, I live in a big house. I live in a small village. Last weekend, I went shopping. So students write things that only apply or are true for them. So this makes the activity more interesting because it is personalized. It also involves thinking because students need to think about the sentences before they write to make a decision whether these sentences are true for them or not, which makes it a focusing start too. So they need to focus in order to understand the meaning of the sentence. So the other kind of start focusing. Okay, this activity means that each student will have a different version of sentences or a different list of sentences from others, which means that you can follow this on by asking students, okay, now stand up, mingle around the class, see other your peers' sentences, and find someone who has the same list of sentences as you. Then sit together and discuss your sentences. So last weekend I went shopping. Oh, where did you go shopping and what did you buy? Like this. So this makes it energizing and interesting way and involves some movement inside the classroom. So dictation only achieves the three purposes of starting a lesson, which Scrivener mentioned in his famous book, Classroom Management Techniques. Quiet starts. They will sit down and they will listen. Focusing start. They think about the meaning of sentence to decide whether they are true or not. Energizing when they go around the class, mingle, and try to find someone who has the same list of sentences. And this is how to start your lesson. You're using dictation. This is the end of this part of our video, or this part of our topic. And in the next videos, we are going to discuss different other ways, different functions of using dictation, like eliciting language, practicing language, promoting speaking or writing, and other things. This is the end of our video today. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Thank you.